Alright, I'm back from work. Now, gotta pull this thing out of the shed, put it on the trailer, and then go to CCA Boards tomorrow. Get the floor all done, main floor and under there done. Just gotta cut these two back floors and then it'll be all ready for flooring. I don't know whether to do the whole boat now. I actually kind of really like this as it is, but I don't know. I'll try to decide tonight what to do. Same as all this. Do I do the whole boat floored now or do it later down the track? Not really sure, but I'll pull her out, get her on the trailer for the first time, see how she looks. I've also got an idea of the trailer, which I'll talk to the guys at CCA Boards. I'm thinking of getting a bit of HDPE cut just to close this in a little bit, just to add a bit of black to the trailer and just do something different. If I can do that in HDPE, I'll also get that Eva floored or whatever the brand they use there. And yeah, I might even get some padding along here just to get that, all that, bring the black in to the trailer. I don't know, my attention to detail is one thing I like doing. Also get this done, HDPE cut for behind the steering. It's currently just sitting in there. We should remove that before I forget. And I'll also get a new motor, HDPE, I don't know what you call that, but the grey thing, I'll get that cut in black. So this fits in with everything and go from there. Now all you do is just winch it on. Still a bit of tape on the bottom as I haven't pulled any of this off yet, I haven't been under it. But I think with the black added in here, maybe in a black sticker along the I-beam, but it definitely looks nice with all the black, and more black. Got some new wheels under her, unless I paint those black. But yeah, it'd be cool to do the wheels camo. I just thought of that then. That's probably what I'll do actually, that'll look sick. Do the wheels camo to match the boat. Probably interesting. I probably should have thought of that before I said it. But I'll think about that, see how I go. And now all you do is just, dog loves the fire pit. Oi, I was like, real obedient as well. But we are back here with the rig. Time to get the floor done. Don't really know exactly what to do, but we'll see what I can come up with. Get all this redone, HDPE, and we'll be good to go. We are en route to CCA Boards. They've just rung and set the boat's floors already, so pretty excited to see how it's turned out. But I've only done the base floor for now, so everything that was thermolite I've done with flooring, and then once I work out the top design, I'll do that. But for now, I'll see how I like it, and then come up with the final design, get that cut, and we're good to go. Alrighty, here we are. Nervous. There she is. Very nervous. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is out of control. It just literally finishes the whole boat. Oh, this is the HDPE they cut for the steering and the black motor bracket, but I can't get over it. Literally can't get over how good it looks. Oh yeah, they've cut that too. How good. So that would just be basically right there. Hey! The boys have done an out of control job. All right, the fun is back on. Got the new HDPE motor splash pan. I don't even know what you call it. Motor bracket. So I got to try put that on. Carry this thing on by myself again. So it's a bit of fun. But hardest thing is now I can't scratch it. Before I could take it off and on by myself quite easily. I couldn't, like, didn't have to worry about scratching it, but now I've got to be real careful. So I actually don't know how it's going to go. I have to go on and then slide it across. So what I'm doing is just jacking up the trailer. One jockey wheel up. Oi! Putting something under it. So then when this comes up, the transom goes down. So then it's easy to lift the motor on. So just wind this all the way up, put something under it and go again. And that should be able to make it easier for me to lift the motor on. That was a mission on my own. But top two engine bolts are in. Steering's in there. All I gotta do now is tighten this up. Seal the bottom two bolts. And we're good. Full puff daddy. I've lost the bolt somewhere along the mix, but I'm going to quickly race down to the bolt shop, get 3 new ones, some more big washers for the front plate, and we're good to go. But we made it in time. Well, I didn't have the bolts, but I had washers, zip ties, and Fix-It to seal it. Fix-It 15 to seal actually the bolts through the transom. Alright, so what I've got to do now is just undo these again, because I've got a bigger face washer to replace that, just to give it a bit more support. I think that one's like probably 30mm, and the new one's a 40mm, I think. So just to brace that up, give it a bit more support. So you can see the difference in size. That was the original. So there is another one that goes on there. So bigger the better. Chuck that on, tighten her up. All right, so now using Fix-It 15, it's marine grade, to seal the bottom holes. Just pumping quite thick, this stuff. Basically pump as much in as you can so it goes through to the other side. Like that. It's gonna be a messy job. And then just leave a rag there. Then get your bolt, go through on the inside, push it out. So she's tight there, but that's the bolt there. Big washer, silicone from the outside. So now, that's how it looks. There's not much you can really do. So just clean off the leftover onto a shirt, rag. This is a brand new shirt. Screw the nut on, and that's the best you can really do. Well, that's all I can really do for today. I've got the 3 engine bolts in. I'm missing one, so I'll do that in the morning. I'll put the battery in tomorrow so I can trim that up. What else have I got to do tomorrow? I got to go to RC Marine Trimming to see his thoughts on the bimini and cover. And then once I go to see him, I will go out to Damo at Protorque Marine to get him to change throttle cables and hook them up to the motor. And then we should nearly be ready for the water, hopefully. I'm very nervous about this floor. I'm the messiest person, just dirty. So I'm very nervous, but once it's all finished, worked on, it should be easy. That cane. Well, that's not cool. The trim won't go up and down. The relay, this thing just keeps clicking. So I'm guessing I need a new one of that. I'm meant to be taking it to RC Marine trimming today, but I won't be able to tow it. Oh, problem after problem. I manually lifted it up. That is the issue. The trim motor. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it locked in, tag it to the canvas place, see if they can do it. If they can't do it, whenever, just have a look at it, and then I'll take it to Protorque Marine. They can replace that, hook the throttle up, new cables, etc., service the motor, get it all ready. Oh, it seems like it's just dragging on. Nothing I can really do. I ripped the floor out because I'm very nervous of it getting dirty. But what I need to do is the fuel line. I need to run a fuel line from there, like a fuel filter there or something, and then to the motor. Yeah. Oh, I just want it on the water already. It's just becoming a nightmare. We're on the road to Protorque Marine to pick up the Tinny. What you didn't see was I drove out to RC Marine Trimming to get the canopy bimini sized up and basically made. They can do a lot of their work off site, not needing the boat. So then I drove straight out to Protorque Marine, dropped it off. So I'm just heading out there now to pick it up, and she's nearly ready to hit the water. Pretty excited. All right. Here she is. Oh, big taco, no need. Brand spanker trim motor, and I thought I better not do too much wiring, as the history of my wiring is not the best. So isolator and new fuel filter. Battery leads to go to the battery on that side. And I've done something a little bit different. The big fella wired up trim and tilt to the sounder mount. So when I'm up the front, I can not have to go through the windscreen to trim it up. I can just press those to trim up the motor all down. Woo. So battery, steering, and a bit of fuel breathers, fillers in, and bungs, and we should be on the water. Just got home. Got a chucker in the shed, clean up the shed a little bit, just so I can put the bung in, because we're meant to get rain for the next 4 or 5 days. So I need the boat to dry out to be able to put the skin fittings in the silicone to set on the bung. Looks kind of dry there at the moment, so if I can put it into the shed, hit it with the hairdryer, heat gun, and dry that up and silicone it. Hopefully I can let that dry for like 24 hours and we'll be able to truck her in the drink and see if she floats. Also going to recut these. Once I put it in the shed, I'll show you why. So I've got 2 bits of thermo, need cutting. Steering wheel on, battery in, and we should be on the water. Oh, breathers to go in, and we should be on the water then. It's all in here, out of the weather. So the plan is now, we got rain for the next 4 days, so I'll silicone the bungs and skin fittings tonight, let it dry 24 hours, and then hopefully get a battery for the electric, mount that, house battery, crank battery, all in place, fuel breathers, put fuel in it, calculate, basically fill the fuel tank up to see how many litres it is. And then I've just got to wait for electronics being the sounder, work out which way I'm going to go that way. Still in between 2 different brands, but I'll sort it out. And then once that's all done, hopefully get the flooring, top of the floor done, work out a cool design for that, and then wait on the bimini to get made from RC Marine Trimming. All right, time to install some bungs. Just got the same as what was on there, 4-hole, flat bottom. Now, I'm just gonna rivet them. You want the rivets to be basically tight as to get in. And then using Fix-It 15, it's a marine grade adhesive. So you just squirt the back of like the flange, I would say, and then clean it off. You don't want too much. You want enough that it seals, but you don't want too much that it's messy, because this stuff is like mud. It's very hard to clean. Hopefully I don't have to show you, but yeah, it's very thick, it's hectic. So you want to just check that and make sure that the holes are the same. Oh, yeah, she's tight. Very tight, which is good. Don't need much silicone. So you just want to put a nice little bead. This stuff is so thick. Just enough that it seals. Like so. So it should look. Now this is the messy part. You just want to line up the holes to the rivets. I would be trying to get them in there. Oh, they're the wrong size. I've got to drill them out to suit the rivet. That's a rookie mistake. On the other bung, you can drill them out and test that the drill bits are right size before I drill that. I dare say it's going to be like this one here. So you can just also test it in there. Yeah, that's the one. And just make sure the rivets go through, nice. This stuff, I tried drilling it out and actually bit in and spun and threw silicone everywhere. So it's quite messy, but we should be right now to push these in. Probably just need to I don't really know. I really want to make sure they're lined up. So you put a rivet in first and then maybe push it in just so it aligns correctly. That one's got to come over a bit, yeah. So they're in. I might just do those two up with the rivet gun. So that one should be somewhere right there. Very hard one-handed. Like so. One end. As per usual, the rivet gun just broke. Got 2 rivets in, so off to Bunnings I go. Absolute nightmare. Here we are. My favourite place of all. Hopefully there's not too many trips here left. And this one will do. Cheapy. Don't need too many more rivets. 6 more rivets and we're done. We're on. Brand newy. Let's see how she goes. Hopefully switch to the strongest hand. Oh yeah, she's a silicone pumping out from underneath. Not bad. 1, 2. Nice. Now just tidy that up. Make it nice. Nice as you can. That's the second bung all done. So that's basically uncleaned versus clean. You could probably leave it like that, but I like to create a bead at that bevel just to seal it up more and make sure it actually is contacted to the hull and the actual bung itself. This stuff is, if you want to be neat, definitely do not use this stuff. But if you want to seal stuff, use this stuff. I should just put a little bit over the rivet holes as they were alloy, shiny, and I don't like shiny things. So just covered them up with a bit of black. You won't be able to notice it from far, but up close it's a bit tacky. But the more you touch it, the more messier it gets. So just be happy with that. All right. We're on. It is Saturday. Not meant to be, but I plan on going snapper fishing, but I ended up going yesterday morning. For the first time ever, I think I'm snappered out. It was rough as guts and we banged them, so don't really feel the need to go today. So I'm working on this. I'm going to try to get this on the water by tomorrow. This is my little box of goodies. The skin fittings. All skin fittings to actually finish all the holes in the boat. That one there is for the side, for the bilge, so that I can just pipe down and then the actual tubing doesn't affect the hatch storage. Another one, I think that one was for the back. This one here, that will go in there just to close that up. Don't know if I'll ever use it, but it's there if I need to on both sides. So let's just get started on doing these two first. Where you can reach in there and back here. We've got actually a pretty big day on now, think about it. I've got to make a new one of these, a new floor, and connect the steering up, bleed all that. I've actually got a fair bit. I'm probably lucky I didn't go fishing. All right, the plan with the bilge skin fitting, this elbow, screw it all the way on, screw the nut all the way up, and this gap in the middle I've got to cut off. It's about, it's probably about 15 mil, but I'll cut 10 mil off and just give 5 mil or 2-3 threads spare. So I'll do that now. That's it all cut back. I just use the grinder with a cutting disc, and then I just use a file to get all the burr off for the melted plastic. Just a small bead of that fix at 15. Like so. And then the nut goes on in the inside. Alright, now with the thread tape, I'm just gonna just do a thin wrap front to back. There's probably 2 wraps. They are a tight fitting as they are, but this will just give it that extra protection, and then simply just screw your fitting on. If you put too much on, it can actually build up and actually not create a seal, work against you on the opposite. So do it like this. Hopefully I can get that facing down. Also, if you do it like this, you can actually do it up tighter too. Tighten that nut up That's really tight then. And I'll shoot that towards the back as the fitting, the hose, is actually in here. It's just tucked up somewhere from memory. Yeah. So that's the original bung. Original bilge. So probably need to turn that a little bit more. Like so. And that can just go on like that. So without cutting that thing, the thread off, it would have been out 15 more mil. And they don't make a skin fitting with the elbow, so you have to buy the elbow separate. That's how she looks. Doesn't take up too much room. Also, as per usual, ran into another problem. These back skin fittings don't fit the hole by about a mil. So I'm gonna have to go to Bunnings, see if we got a drill bit. I did think about just getting a drill and reaming that out, normal drill bit. But I'll move on now to the fuel breathers. 2 breathers on each side of the boat. These have already been in, so just put them back in, put a little bead around there, tighten them up. I've just had a thought. I'm actually probably gonna get raced down to the chandlery and see if they have a 90 the same as this fitting here, because when I'm coming through the hole, the hose still has to come out then bend down. So if I can get the same elbow, it can bend down here, turn, and it'll be so much more neater inside the hole. But that's how they will basically go on the exterior. Alright, just got back from the chandlery. They don't have the breathers I need. So what I'm going to try to do is I think I'm going to try cut this in half and then screw that on. And then with the half, with the spigot on it, screw that in there. And that should keep it nice. I'll use this to tighten up against the hull. So replace this with that. That will go there, and then that will go down. That's the plan anyway. Probably won't work. This is how it looks. That's it in half. So, hopefully, this screws into there. Like, oh, will it work? Oh yeah. And it tightens up. So it'll be like that. Now let's see if this, oh yeah, we're on. Like that. Fuel breather hose there, that goes outside the hull. And it's actually pretty tight. I might actually just wrap, you probably shouldn't wrap thread tape, but I don't think the thread tape's really for fuel. But it is only a breather, so it's not pressurized. So if air leaks out here, there, it's doing its job. So alright, I'll do that to the other one now, as there's 2 breathers. So that was the original, and this is the new modified one. So instead of the hose coming all the way out here, then bending down, it can just literally stay nice and neat along the hull. What do you want? Hey? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is that it? Lay down. Lay down. No. Get it? A little bit of dog training involved in the boat build. So this is what I meant before. So previously the hose, the fuel breather hose, would have had to come out and turn like that. So now, when it's installed, you can literally run along the hull like that, real neat. So what we're gonna do now is screw this on there, and we're good. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. This one is not tightening up. So off to BCF I go. While I'm at BCF, also need to get a hole saw to drill that out bigger, because obviously these don't fit in. Just another problem I got going on. And while I'm there, I was going to actually put this bung into this compartment, but I'm thinking I'm just going to get one of those rubber plugs and just drill that out like 12 mil down in the corner, and just get one of those rubber corks, just to save the hassle, as water shouldn't really get in here because it's watertight, but just in case. And the issue I have with this is, if I put it in, I need like 10 mil gap around it all, which with the plug I can basically drill hard into that corner to be able to get all the water out, rather than having 10 mil worth of water left. So then I'll come back, do all that. Motor's all bolted on, sealed, bungs are in, one breather's done. Yeah. So one more trip to Bunnings and the chandlery. Oh, I'm going to chandlery also to get clips to put the seats in. To store these somewhere in the boat. So let's get two 40 mil plastic clips. I need 3 of them. I only really need 2 of them now, as there's 2 seats. I did plan on 3 seats. Also probably should look at putting the 3rd seat in. I was thinking up there, but that can be done at a later date. So I might just get 4 clips to mount the 2. And I'm thinking I'm going to mount them on the face of that, just to give that a bit of blackness looking in also. And then they're always there, out of the way. If I put them out on the sides, if I lay rods down the sides, or whatever happens down the future, I don't really know. But on the upright posts, they're not in the way at all. So, oh well, another trip I go. This is what I'm thinking for that back corner. It's a little rubber bung. $1.25. Can't go wrong. Also need one of these for the trailer plate, as I only had one and had 2 but lost one, so grab that back. Jesus, boat's costing a fortune. We're back from Bunnings and Chandlery. First little job to tick off, nice easy one. Replace that with this to match that. This so it can swivel. Boom! One job done. Ticking them off. Next is to do the other fuel breather. Luckily BCF had one, so cut that in half and chuck her in there. So now the breather can nicely come up and into the top breather, rather than having it come out like that previously. That's how it looks. Not going to get much neater than that. This one here is a bit different because the hose is just so bulky. I'll try tuck that in there as much as I can to neaten that up. But the breather's very, very nice. Both sides done. Once that one comes over, up the top, it should look very clean. All right, what's next? Back to the back bungs. Next job on the list, these 2 back. They were the old fuel breathers. So I'm just gonna plug them up with these for now, just to get rid of the holes, and then I got these if I ever need them. But the issue is, I've got to out drill the hole, make it bigger. So if you know anything about hole drilling, it's really hard to make that bigger. So the plan is to get like a bit of plywood or offcut or thermolite or something. And you cut this out first. So you drill the hole there first and use this whole sheet as a template to drill your next hole. I'll explain it in a second. So I'm going to try to do it with a packer. So this is just a bit of HDPE. I think it's like 3 mil thick. So I'm going to use the hole saw to cut a hole in this first. Probably going to aim for like the top corner or something. Just that gives me plenty of room to hold on to. That's the hole drilled out. So now you use this as your template to guide that hole saw. I'll try video, don't know how it'll go. So what you want to do is use your template, put it on the outside of the hole. I don't know if it's going to work, but it should. And then use that, and then you hold it better. Like such. There you have it. So do that with the other side. Now you can just put the fitting in, skin fitting, like so. What I'm going to do with this is also cut it out a bit further and put a bend on it as well, just to make that so it doesn't have to come out and down, it can just come straight down. We're slowly getting through them. Breather is in, bilge skin is in. I don't know what that is, some skin. They're in, number plate done. Next job on the list is just this little bung in here. So I'll drill it from underneath first, and then I'll put the bung in from the top. This little fella. So that is just a 12 to 15 mil. So obviously drill it like 13 mil, I guess, which I think that fella is biggest I got is 10. Oh well, I'll be getting reamed out a lot. Make do with what you got. I changed my mind and went that bottom corner down there. If you can see it in the very corner, just so it's a little bit hidden, neaten everything up. Also found a step bit, so I'll drill that out from underneath just to fit that bung. Another job ticked off is that little rubber bung in that corner. It's never really going to be used, but let's just say water does get in there, I can actually drain it out. So that's that job done. We're ticking things off, that's for sure. Next job will just be that very front skin fitting. Definitely don't know how I'm going to do this one by myself. Surely this won't be the end of all end. I can't go without doing everything myself to not be able to do that. But we'll give it a go. That's the skin fitting done. It's right up under that battery shelf. Like that. Now, time to remove all the flooring out to do the steering, because I'm I'm definitely going to leak fluid. So I'll remove all this out, have an empty hull again, and then prime the steering. Whew, it's coming together. Might be started this afternoon. Very interesting. Tuck that over there. Just a couple of tidy up things. And we should be on the water. Go put some fuel in it. Be nice if the tank was like 60 litres. I think if the tank's 60 litres, I'll be on. But if not, it is what it is, unfortunately. Next on the list is checking that the HDPE steering, I don't know what you call it, plate fits. Fits nice. So just got to get 2 washers on the bottom and 2 washers at the top. I think I'll have to cut them to suit, or else a round washer would hit the actual steering unit itself. So I'll cut them into like a 3/4 of a moon, and the bottom 2 will be perfect. That's the bottom 2 standard washers, and then just the top cut ones, like so. Just to get it clear off the motor. I need 4 nuts, so be able to hop in there, have everything ready. Then all I gotta do is just connect up the hydraulic cables and bleed it, and we should be on. Woo! We are making moves. Look how good
in here looks. Just put, I'm going to do it justice, but yeah, let's put a bit of light on it. Look how just good and professional that looks. I love doing stuff as good as I can do it. It's all neat, nice, stable as properly. Got rid of the plywood, which would have, yeah, that was a bad idea. But anyway, she's done properly. Now connect up the tubes, the cables, not cables, they're also hydraulic tubes, and bleed it and give her a start. I think hook up a battery. I've got a battery somewhere laying around, and put a battery in that corner. I've still got to cut that floor yet. That's next. After the steering, after the startup. Cut the back floor and we should be on the water.
Well, we've hit a bit of a problem. I can't find the hydraulic hoses and the key. No key. So, in a bit of a pickle. I've looked everywhere and I can't find the missing pieces. Okay, that's a bit of a debacle. And the steering is also a bit of a debacle. So, the old boat's on hold. These are the old ones. I'm just cutting a new one now. It's a fair bit bigger. The old one slid actually down into that area. So that's how the old one went. But it leaves all these openings for stuff to fall down and in, and I just going to try something different. So what I've done is I've cut one to go the whole way front to back, and then I'll put about a 40mm box in to bring that height up to support that, because the batteries are going to go on there. So I've just marked that out, cut it. So in theory, a new one should, don't know what that's hitting on. Oh, the rotor, oh, the bilge. So, like so. So it's just hitting on the side there. So what I'll do is I'll put like a 45 on that, cut it just so the shape of the hull, and then that should sit in nice. And then I'll probably put like a little barrier, like an L bracket, so nothing can slide in, and then floor this the same as here. And it should look just a hell of a lot nicer. Let's finish it, I reckon. This is just that little creation I just made just to stop things from falling down. Hopefully it fits in. Haven't yet tried. So it should just go nicely. No, like that. It's not too bad. Could be a little bit higher, but also could be a little bit lower. But it'll do the job, I reckon. So when they floor that, I'll just get a little patch up there, and it should be sweet. That's both sides done now. So all that's left to do is just get that refloored. I think that's way better option than what I was doing before, but it is what it is. And that's really come to a halt now. Just need hydraulic cables. I got to find them. I don't know what the go is, and the key. Nowhere to be seen. So I've hit a bit of a halt. I've got no key for the throttle and the steering. So until tomorrow afternoon after work, I'll be able to get new steering hoses, and the key, I've got no idea what to do. But for now, I'm gonna heat gun this sticker off. So the plan is just use a heat gun to heat up this old sticker. This is would have seen some sun and it would be baked on. So just heat it up. That's the motor cowling all cleaned up, all the sticker residue off. actually quite shiny. So now I've put some soapy water in a water bottle and just put a hole on top. Just gonna spray that on there like so. Just keep putting on soapy water and boom. A quick message to the brag mat bloke this morning. Ask him to whip up a couple stickers for me, and boom. Hour later, I got these. So I'm just going to replace them just to try bring a bit of that camo onto the motor. I think it will really look good. So soapy water and a card of some sort, and get all the air bubbles out, and we're good to go. So we were about there. So the card, that's up to the end. Up to the end. So all you're doing is just squishing out all that water. Next one, 70. We're going to use the card. Let's just scrape that water out. And that there is how she looks now. I think it's just something little that will just really sets it off. Pretty happy with it. Now all I need is it to start, and we should be on. Stickers all on. Now I got Protorque Marine to wire this up. So that trims the motor from the bow of the boat and then down. It's not, I don't know, I just did it because I don't have to go back through there to reach a handle on the throttle to trim it. So I'm going to be doing majority of the fishing up the front, so why not have it here, is my thoughts. Now with the trim and tilt buttons, I can simply unplug them if I ever want to remove this. So that's the plug there, and then if I ever want to put this onto my other boat, I can simply just unplug that, swap the whole sounder mount to the other boat. Simple as. I don't think I've ever seen it on a tinny before, so I thought, why not do it? Hydraulic tube, hydraulic fittings, and a filler kit, so I don't have to use the old funnel, and Yamaha key. How good! We're on tonight. Should be able to basically get it all started tonight. Be pretty happy. It's 5:30, so just quickly do a bit of work on it, do the steering. I might even hook the earmuffs up to it and give it a start for the first time. This thing hasn't been started in, I don't know how long. Be a good 2 years, I reckon. So hopefully nothing breaks. And should hopefully be nearly on the water. Battery set up, I've got organised. Just working out what I'm going to do as in the way of battery setups and go from there. But yeah, should be all on this afternoon. As per usual, everything's hard. Somehow I've got to get this on with a nut. What I really should have done is connected that up and then put the motor on. But I'm not doing that now. I'll work out something, I guess. Don't know how, but I'm in no rush. So if it takes me an hour to do it one nut, it takes me an hour, I guess. Alright, it's
the first hose ran. Just got to put your nut on and your little brass olive. One-handed, always fun. Insert that in there. I think that's in. Yep. Tighten the nut up. Don't really know how it's gonna go.
Oh, I think that's tight. So now I'm gonna try use a ring spinner. I don't really know how it's gonna go. Oh yeah, got a bit of a turn. What creation can I come up with? Like so, I guess. Kinda worked. If I can get it on up the top there, like that. Oh, I reckon that's good. I reckon that's her.
That's all the hydraulic tube fitted. Underneath now.
Oh, that just fits. How's that for luck? Now, just make sure they're firm, like so, and that's the steering all hooked up again. So now, I think with that new kit I got, this should undo. Yeah, or not. Now, with this new kit I got, I think, if I'm right, that goes in there. This little thing screws in there. Then this hose connects to the top of your bottle, and that connects there, and literally it bleeds itself. So I think I'll give it a go. So, as per usual, this doesn't fit on top. Just another standard Jepson stuff up. So what I'll do, I might use this as a funnel. Put this on the other end of that and pour into there and turn. Going back to the old school way. I'm just doing it my way. Well, the steering's done. Next thing is now to start it. But I've just realised I went to get the hose out and the earmuffs. I need fuel. So, I've got to go to the servo. So, I've got to move the big boat, hook this up, trim it up, put the cowling on, everything, go to servo, and be interesting to see how much fuel it takes. So here she goes. Whew, hopefully nothing leaks. Big brother and Junior. Here we go. Hopefully nothing leaks. Be interesting to see what she holds. I reckon it needs to be 60 litres, I reckon. Here goes nothing. Here goes absolutely nothing. Please don't leak. Please don't leak. Alright, here we go. 5 litres so far. 10 litres. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. She's full. You're kidding me. 45 litres. So we didn't get exactly what I wanted out of the fuel, but because I've used this motor before, I know that the stats the motor gets. So I used to get 80 Ks out of 20 litres. So this is basically double that. So I'll get 160 Ks with 5 litres spare, which is plenty. Well, gonna be interesting to see how long it takes to start. It hasn't been started in like 2 years unless Protorque started it, but they didn't have the key, so. Wow, that was quick. Battery's been running for about 5 minutes so far without any issues, hasn't cut out or anything. So pretty happy. I'm going to give it another 10 minutes and then tomorrow I'll put the seats back in it. Tomorrow Arvo, put the floor back in it, seats back in it. Relocate this battery to the other side. Hopefully organise my other batteries. I've also got to drop the new cut bits off to CCA boards. But it's just hard working 5 to 5. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it. Maybe on the weekend. But it's been a good afternoon, that's for sure. Well. We're just heading to the boat ramp now with the boat on finally. I'm actually pretty nervous. Hopefully I haven't missed anything and it doesn't leak. I haven't got a bilge, haven't got electric, anchor, I haven't got anything. So fingers crossed it all goes smoothly. I probably should actually brought it all, which I probably should have got, but it is what it is, I guess. Now I'm thinking about it, probably pretty silly of me, but oh well, give it a go. Oh, the closest has been to water for a long time. Whew. Bungs in. Hopefully they are all seal and don't leak. I had the old transducer holes there, so I've put 2 screws in there. I think that's all the holes that's in it. Whew. Here she goes. Well, safety chain off. Actually don't even have a rope for it. Not very prepared at all. But I'm getting pretty good doing one things one-handed. Well, it definitely looks something special. I think it's definitely going to need that weight up the front with the electric battery. But she's on the water. Well, here goes nothing. Fingers crossed it all goes well. It's definitely going to need the electric battery up the front to get it true. Got a couple of tools in here, batteries on. Oh, she's alive. Probably actually should have brought some tools. But I might head, the tide's going out, so I'll head up river. At least if anything happens, I can come back down. But she's pumping water pretty good. Just hopefully everything goes smoothly. Oh, it's very light. Very light. Gears work. Oh, prop spins. Oh. Oh, you sit so low in it. The front's up so high. It's the coolest feeling sitting in like a car in a tinny. I haven't had this feeling for a while. The front is definitely too light. I'll trim it down. Just so it try to keep the nose down. Give it a little bit of throttle. Oh, this is so cool. Gonna cruise around this for a little while. Definitely needs weight up the front. Definitely. She is finally on the water. Just got a rattle. I haven't put the foam under the bait tank lid, so we've got a bit of a rattle going on here. But that's easy fix. Oh, give it a bit of a throttle. we're moving. Definitely feels cool. Oh, I'm in love with it. Definitely needs weight up the front, which will be good. Put all the batteries up the front. Bit of throttle, bit of trim. Alright, now the true test to see how buoyant the front is. She's definitely high up. A little bit rocky, not too bad. Put the sounder mount up. Something like that. Actually, it's a little bit rocky, but it's got no batteries in it. I think mine's 24 volts got up front. Electric there. I think it'll be sick. Definitely high. But it is sick. And this is how it looks, basically going flat out around 60 to 61 k's. The sounder mount does look pretty high, but it may need to be cut down once everything's on there. But handles the chop pretty sweet. And yeah, she just boogies along. Well, she's still afloat. Definitely hooks. Does 60k, but it hits limiter pretty early. So if I get a bigger prop, I reckon I'll get 65 out of it. But it literally doesn't drive like a tinny. I don't know why. I think it's just maybe, I don't know. It actually feels like a cool little vessel. I don't know how long the paint's gonna hold up, but definitely a cool little specimen. Well, I am one happy man. It's probably the words can't describe how happy I am with this thing. It's just so fun to drive. It's like a little go-kart. But at the moment of truth, did she leak, or was anything leaking? There's a little bit in there, but I think that would have been, I put the bungs in when the water was still coming out, so. Oh my God, that happy. Well, there's not much I can say or fault, but I am over the moon. First wash, everything is good. Well, that's good to know. I had a couple of marks on the floor and I just hosed them off and it come off pretty sweet. So now it's got to do all the battery setup. Get these done. House battery, crank battery, electric battery. With the weight up the front of this, it should actually make it ride really nice. It is needing a little bit of weight up the front, but it went pretty good for just a bare hull. So with the electric on the front and the battery, we'll add sort of 30 kilos up the front, and then it should be enough weight at the front. The balance by myself with the battery on the left hand side is good, sits nice. I got a little present today for myself on the sounder bracket. I got to add on, they're inside. Now these are the little present I bought myself from First Light Fabrication. They're just cup holders that fit Yetis, designed to fit Yetis, and they come with pucks. So you get these little black pucks and you can mount them anywhere along the boat, and they literally just clip in and out. So you can put these wherever you want. You can have 100 of these and just one of these, and you got 100 locations for your beer or whatever you do. I don't drink too much while I'm fishing, but just to hold your water, whatever you're drinking. So yeah, the best thing is if you're rocking a Transducer Australia mount, the holes line up perfectly, so you don't even need to drill anything. I will be drilling mine in the center as I'm putting 2 cup holders on the outside, and then this little compartment thing in the middle, just to put lures in, scissors, pliers, etc. But these just gonna rivet them straight in, and boom, job done. New rivet gun coming in handy, like so. Like so, they should just break off. And they should just pop in like so. That's them. So what I'm doing here is just putting one in softly, and then I'll drill it like so, like that, and then the holes are perfect. Put it up there. Good. And good. Now, these things can just go, you put that one there if you want, that one there. The way I wanted it was like so, like that. Like that. And then you still get your trim and tilt, very accessible. They won't be getting used much, but they are there just in case. So that's it done. The best thing is, get your Yeti cup, fit them, stubby coolers, fit them. I'll probably be running this, since using this I can't fish without it. So I'll probably just have that attached there. So you got scissors whenever you need it. And I've been using these heaps too. So they'll probably just get clipped on there and so on, and just whatever you want, remote. So basically everything you need is right there. But that's basically part 5 done. I think I'll end it there. Part 6 will basically be electrical fit out. That's it. That's all that's left to do, but I don't know how long that's going to be. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or anything about the build or what I've done, or you want to do it yourself, just reach out in the comment section. I'm more than happy to help, share what I know. I don't know everything, but I've done a fair bit to hopefully be able to help your answers. So thank you, and stay tuned for part 6.